Ooh, blimey. Good morning and welcome to healthierlife.tv. My name's Paul Bursey. My co-presenter is
Warren Connolly. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, everybody.
So we have a meeting of the minds here because Warren's in Hungary and I'm in the UK. So initially this goes out to people in Europe. We're not really in Europe, but yeah, it goes out to people in Europe.
Yeah, you're not in Europe, yeah. And yeah. I'm in a country where they feel that they shouldn't be in Europe either. So
yeah. Anyway, we won't go down that route because that smacks of politics and whatever. We don't want to go there. So today's subject, I've got it written down here, so I'm going to read it off. 6 signs you have a weakened immune system. Now we'll come to that.
Only 6. There's
only 6. There's loads. There's loads, but you know. So let's get going here. I want you to take a look at your immune system. Now, you can't examine it, can you? Yes. So you the way you can look at it is by looking at the outside and how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
you can look at it from the inside, but you need to have a test done first for that.
Yeah, or you need to be a scientist.
Scientist, yeah.
None of us are scientists, are we? But we want you to take a look from a fresh perspective. Okay, and that's important. We want people, that's you watching this, same for me, same for Warren. We all have to stand on our own 2 feet. Okay, because at the end of the day, and I know this sounds a bit strange, but nobody cares enough because you, me, Warren, we're all sitting at home. Okay, now we might have partners and girlfriends and whatever else, not at the same time, obviously. But, you know, but yeah, they may take an interest in us, but at the end of the day, the buck has to stop with the individual. All right. The problem
don't say the buck has to stop. The buck stops with me because then you're going to sound like somebody else.
Well, look, the problems we're facing are obviously not all of our making. Okay. Now, I'm not going down the victim mentality route here, but think about how things are grown. Think about the earth now, and it's very difficult to get top quality food.
Sure.
But it's changed over so many years since the Victorian times, and things like the government, you know, when they talk about the current situation, we've started to come through a bit, right? You know what situation I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it because Facebook don't like it. Anyway, so, you know, we get told certain things. But what I have to say is, you know, the government's, or our government in the UK is not very good at education. No. In any way, shape or form. And they're not talking about the immune system. All right.
They're not.
The health of the UK's health is poor and it's getting worse. Right. And we all know why. There's more processed food. You're getting hammered with advertising about, you know, buying KFC and McDonald's and all this other crap. Now, don't get me wrong. We all like it occasionally, you know. I've mentioned it before, and it's not once in a blue moon. It really doesn't matter whether you have it or not.
But no food is designed to last for more than 2 years.
Yeah. Anyway, so well, I don't know about that. So I'm just saying that, you know, some of our habits leave a lot to be desired.
Yes.
But so from now on, it's going to be a no excuses platform that we're on. Okay. Now, we know that 20%, maybe less, of people will have something that is in their genes. Okay. But that doesn't mean to say that you can't work on your immune system. Right. The other 80% are lifestyle factors.
Also, I want to just say something as well, that it's proven now that we can change our genes. And we're not talking about denim genes here. We're talking about our genetic genes, okay, our DNA genes. You can change them based on the environment that you put into the genes. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the other thing to think about is and I'm not going down the route of the last 18 months, but a certain percentage of the population have had to have, or have decided to have vaccinations. Now, we don't know what's in them. Okay, hopefully it's all good stuff, but we will see. But I think what I'm trying to get over is that we need everyone to take responsibility for themselves. So take responsibility for you,
Yeah.
right? Because nobody else is going to do it. Right?
Also, you got to ask yourself the question: if you have, if they won't disclose what's in it, then why? Then you need to take countermeasures just in case.
Yeah, now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't wait.
absolutely. I want you to make an investment in yourself. Now, I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about education and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to people you think have got the answers, right? And implementing some kind of protocol for yourself, whatever that protocol may be. Okay? And I think it's you've got to start taking the lead yourself. No more can we hide behind government, the NHS, and things like that. Okay? I think it's important. Now, with the right mentoring or the right coaching or the right guidance, I think we can all get much better with our immune systems.
True.
Look, we're going to present some new challenges to you over the coming weeks. Okay? Now, it's up to you what you do with them. All right? There's no. I'm not trying to do a hard sell about anything here, even philosophy or anything.
At the end of the day, you're all adults, and Paul and I go with the premise that if you're an adult, you have the right to make your own autonomous decision on anything in life. We can just present you with what we believe to be the facts, and then take it from there.
You are in the driving seat of your own health. Okay. No longer can we be in a reactive state.
No, we can't afford to wait.
And that's the problem, because the health of the UK at the moment is, I'm ill, I'm going to the doctors. Where that's always open to you. Well, that's assuming they want to see you, of course, and not talk to you on video, right? Because when I talk to people, I can do it on video, but I prefer to do it live.
There's an application out there now that you can actually talk to a doctor on an application via an application, and they'll check your medical history, and based on the information on that you give on the app, they then prescribe you medication. I just don't know. I don't get that. So anyway, yeah,
it's funny because I've passed certain parts of my functional nutrition course, including what we're talking about, which is like gut health and immunity and things like that. And most of it starts in the gut. And you have to take the approach that you stick with the person until you've solved it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some could take one session.
Mm-hmm.
Some could take 20 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole key is about, working with someone and doing the best you possibly can with what's wrong with them. All right. I've got to be careful here, because I don't want to knock the NHS, because I love the NHS. Okay. However, when you go and see some doctors, you go and see them if you can, right? And at the end, you'll probably get antibiotics or something, And I can tell you now, if you have antibiotics twice in a year, there's something seriously wrong with your immune system.
True.
Yeah. So just think about that a moment. And we got to get to the stage where we are in a preventative mindset. Do it now to offset later, not wait till you get ill and then have to go to the doctors or something.
Yeah, because that's like you said, that's a reactive mentality, and
that's what we're all using. But that's the system we've been brought up in.
If the flood is coming, you're going to prepare for the flood, right? You're not going to wait till the flood gets there and then decide, okay, well, what do we do now? Yeah. If you know that if you don't take care of your health today, the flood is gonna hit you tomorrow. But if you're not preparing for it today, then you're not going to be ready for it when it does hit.
Yeah. I used. I mean, look, you can only ever talk about yourself, really. But I remember my health's not been too bad over the years. Really, it's been fairly good. But I always used to get ill at Christmas. Sometimes I'd be laying on my back at Christmas and things like that, just ill. And it could be because I've been stuffing my face. I don't know. But I've always had an immune problem at Christmas. So for the last couple of years, I've been. It's over 2 years now, but I changed the way I did things, and I haven't been ill, really ill, in 2 years. Yes, I get attacked occasionally by things, but because I took care of my immune system, they don't get any further than nagging at your ear a little bit, going, "I want to come in, I want to come in." No, you're not coming in, right? And it seems to be working. So I mean,
the neighbor's ready to my neighbor's ready to accept you. You go to my neighbor. Don't come here.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about the immune system. Obviously, we said it's the 6 signs you have a weakened immune system, and they're pretty obvious ones. But we want to take it a little bit step further. But the body's response to infection is normal.
Yes.
Okay. And generally it's favorable. So when we have something happen, it's a body giving you a warning sign that something's not quite right and you have to deal with it. Okay. However, if you get your protocol right, your own personal protocol, what happens is you get a few of these, whereas before you might have had many. And it's going to be the more you work on your immune system, the less impact things like parasites and viruses, bacteria, fungi, whatever fungi. You're a fungi. It's going to be less that you get affected by all these things. And at the end of the day, that's what we want.
Well, look, think about when winter comes around. People start to get the sniffles. Yeah, and we got winter coming around soon now. It's already getting chilly here. Okay. So you got the sniffles, then you might get a bit of a cold because the wind's blowing on your neck, and not a cold, a cough, you get or throat irritation. Then you start experiencing headaches because you're in a heated environment all the time. You're indoors a lot, and this heated environments, you start getting headaches because of that. All of these are little symptoms that Paul's talking about, but we take them for granted, right? We just think, it's the sniffles, it's winter, it's a throat, it's winter, it's headache, it's winter. But those are indicators that your body cannot cope. So you start to pick up these little symptoms. You add 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of a sudden you have this compounded effect, and then it just becomes a snowball. And next minute, you're lying in bed and got fever and you're down and out, knocked out for a week, and then it's tickets, then you got to take antibiotics. And then and then again, I don't want to be hard on doctors because doctors work hard and they have very often they do a selfless job. Okay. But doctors will very seldom tell you that make sure you take these antibiotics for 7 days, finish them, whether you feel better or not, you finish those antibiotics. And this is the key. We don't finish the antibiotics, and then the body starts to adapt to the mutations. And, we can't overcome it. And then it lingers and it lingers and it lingers and it lingers. And this is another sign that you have a weak immune system.
Yeah.
You have these lingering symptoms all the time.
Because the other thing is you don't take a pill. I'm talking about maybe a supplement here. You don't take a pill and become immune overnight.
No, sure you don't.
It takes I don't know how long it takes. I just don't know. But all I know is that when I started on my protocol, it didn't happen overnight. It just didn't happen overnight. And all of a sudden, this is how I noticed it. I'm a football referee, and I couldn't walk after games. Now, bear in mind, I'm getting old. Well, I am old, sorry. Age-wise, if you look at my age, you would say I'm old, okay? But I can tell you I was old because I come off the football pitch, having refereed for an hour and a half, and for the first couple of hours, I couldn't walk hardly, right? I didn't train because I had to get over it to be able to do the next game. I couldn't train. Right? I changed the way I did things, and now this is the result. I come off the pitch now, and I go, oh, I can still walk. Right? And yeah, I've got a few little aches and pains when I come off a little bit, but within 1 hour, two tops, 2 hours, I could do another game. All right. That's what, when I say about taking care of your immune system, that's the type of result you want. Okay. You want the type of result where you get little naggings, I'm coming down with something. Okay. But it doesn't take hold.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what it is, the body is identified that it's being attacked by an invader. It communicates with the rest of the body, or the bits that matter, like the white blood cells, and they all rush to the scene of the crime. Okay,
and they take care.
And they take care of it. Okay, the better your immune system is, the more efficient that happens. When you go down with something, is because your immune system gets overwhelmed.
Yeah, because you don't need as many resources. You don't need as many resources when you have your protocol in check.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. So let's go on to. We haven't even started the subject yet.
It's the same like a contact sport. If you're playing a contact sport like soccer or rugby or anything like that, if you have been injured, if you've been out of the game for a while, you don't go straight back into a full contact game because your body's not going to take it. Your body's going to break down very quickly. So you have to slowly ease your way into it. Semi-contact, do a few contact sessions, and then when you're ready to go into a full game, do you start playing the game again? So it's the same with your immune system. And Manette is correct, Paul. You are not old.
No, I'm not old. I'm just. Look, I'm okay. I'm 66, right? So chronologically, I'm 66. Body-wise, I'd probably say, I think what I was like playing football when I was football, 45. No, I would say because I was really, really fit at 46. So let's keep it within realistic things and say I'm at 46. All right. But I would say better than I was at 46 because it did take me a couple of days to get over games then when I was playing. I can tell you, I worked harder as a referee than I do as a footballer. So just think about it. If you can reduce the amount of pain and everything else that you get when you do things, that's fantastic. It's anyway. Yes. So I, Minette, Warren, other people on the call, we're all unique. One size doesn't fit all.
Sure.
If you generalize, it does. But when, as I say, you may take 2 weeks to get fit after being ill. Someone else might take 2 or 3 days. It depends what you've got, how well you are beforehand, and how well you look after yourself once you've got it. Because some people don't even look after themselves.
And it's not always necessarily an age-related thing either.
It's not.
Invariably, it is, but it's not always. That's not set in stone. I mean, you get some guys that are older than youngsters, and they recover much faster.
I think when you get older, you care more. Now, unfortunately, there are some people that have gone past a certain age, certain mental age, and they think, I'm just going to sit on the couch, eat donuts, and watch TV. Sounds great, I've got to say. But, we don't do that very often, do we? But I'm just saying there are some people that do that, and they become professionals at it.
Professional couch potatoes.
Yeah, look. But, and it is, as I said to you, mentioned before, it is about lifestyle and wellness habits. And you've got to make the decision whether it's pot noodles or blueberries. Right?
Noodles are so bad for you.
I know. I don't eat pot noodles. I had them for a little while, but I didn't like them really.
Have you ever seen what goes in?
Blueberries every day. I have blueberries every day now.
Good.
Yeah. So, and the reason I have blueberries, and I'll tell you the reason I have blueberries. A, they're very high in antioxidants and things like that. But the other reason is they're one of the few fruits that you can have with porridge.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and that's the reason I do it, because I like to eat them together. I used to have grapes on there, but grapes have got too much fluid.
Yeah, they become too.
Yeah, I have to have them. I have to have the grapes later, but I still eat them. So the question is, how about you? What are you doing? What are you currently doing? Okay, how healthy are you? Now we deal in test-based nutrition. Okay,
Test-based.
yes,
Not guest-based, test-based.
yes, that's right. We don't guess. Normally, when people take vitamins and things like that, they take them because they're in Holland and Barrett and places like that. Okay, I'm not knocking Holland and Barrett.
Great products.
Yeah,
but they're not quite right.
no, that's right. Yeah, I mean, they're maybe a weaker version, and the challenge is we also get hammered. Not only get hammered with KFC adverts, we do get the odd healthy habits and things like that. And I'm not going to mention any companies, but you don't know what effect they're having on you. All right? In your mind, you're thinking, well, I must be healthy. I've gone down to the local health shop and I bought this, this, and this. So I'm doing something. Yeah, you are. You're right. You're on the right track.
Yes, you started something.
So anyway.
I'll tell you from a personal experience with Holland and Barrett. Holland and Barrett, I have a friend when I was living in Dubai. He used to work for Holland and Barrett, and I was grateful that he worked for Holland and Barrett at the time because I used to get discounted prices on the products when I would go in there. Okay, because people knew me, and obviously he was the boss, and I could get products on a discounted price. Okay, and because Holland and Barrett products are quite expensive, rightfully so, because they are top quality brands. They typically have top better quality brands than most other health stores. However, if I think about the prices I used to pay for the individualized items put together as a package every month for myself, for my nutrition that I used to take with Holland and Barrett products, I don't pay that amount of money these days for stuff that is test-based. And in my humble opinion, as a health and wellness professional for 22 years, okay, that we do have the best on the market. And I don't pay the same amount of money that I used to pay in Holland and Barrett for stuff that I really, truly did not know whether it was working for me or not. Yeah, so go figure, right? I'm just saying that as an personal experience.
Yeah. So long-term stress weakens the body's responses in your immune system. Now, here's one thing, and I'm sure you're going to chip in with lots more here, Warren. But your stress may be sky high. Now, there's many reasons for stress. It could be family reasons, it could be work reasons, it could be physical reasons, emotional, mental. But the effect is still the same. If you're constantly being hit by stress, over time, your immune system will go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's even if you are taking the right things, it will still go down. So that should tell you something. All right. I was on a call last night and I was explaining about some of the things that I did that helped me, and this is related to work things. I turned up one day, domestic violence unit. I was given 80 cases, and I could have gone one or two ways. I could have melted away into the background. I thought, I ain't doing this, or get stressful about it, or I could find a way of dealing with it efficiently. And I took the second route. All right, and I did one job at a time. Put everything in order of preference, so the kidnaps and rapes and went top of the pile, and most of the arguments and things like that went to the bottom of the pile. We got through everything, absolutely everything, and we did it efficiently, and we got the right results at the right time. And I made a decision when I had that pile of crimes that I would never, ever suffer from stress at work again. Not that I was a great one for doing that anyway, but because I worked out how I was going to deal with it. And that was it's the old man mentality, and that is get one thing out, deal with it, put it back in the drawer, get the second thing out, deal with it as much as you can, put it back in the drawer until it's complete. And and I did it like that, and we cut through these crimes like butter, and did each one efficiently and correctly. Okay, so you've got to have an expectation that you're not going to be stressful. We're not saying that stressful situations don't appear. It's all about how you try to deal with them.
Yeah, well, if you have a weaker immune system, your likelihood of being able to deal with stress is minimalized, it's diminished.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, if you've got a strong constitution, strong immune system,
yeah,
your ability to deal with stress is so far much easier. Really, it is much easier.
So how do we deal with stress? What would you suggest?
Walk away from the situation.
Yeah, walk away.
Just walk away. So even if you're sitting at home, if you're somewhere else outside and there's a stressful situation, you walk away from it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then you come back with a fresher, clearer mind, and breathe as well.
Deep breaths, go outside, have a little walk, whatever.
Yeah.
There's lots, we can't go into it because we're short for time. So, but you can deal with that. And that is one of the big areas that affects your immune system. The second thing is, people, it could be you, who knows, you always have a cold. Okay. Now it's perfectly normal, so they say, for adults to have 2 or 3 colds a year. Yes, lots of sneezes and sniffles. I disagree with that.
Yeah, completely disagree with that.
I don't have any.
That's just to get people to feel okay taking medication.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and if someone sneezes at the moment, they become a leper. So
pretty much, almost.
We need to eliminate the sneezes and everything. So, but what else was I going to say? The most people bounce back in 7 to 10 days, even with a bad one. We don't want people being affected hardly at all. That's what we want.
Yeah.
All right, that's the key. Anyway, that's that. So think about that and thinking, well, hang on, I get 2 or 3 colds a year. I really need to work on my immune system. So again, it's something that we can assist with, right? We don't give any guarantees here. I'll tell you now.
There's only one guarantee in life. There's 2 actually.
Yeah.
I said this before. The sun will come up tomorrow, and one day we're going to die.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I'd rather watch as many sunrises as I possibly can, for as long as I possibly can, and be able to enjoy my life while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Until the day I die. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to be able to go. I'm going now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now when you get something wrong with you either grin and bear it, or you do something first before you get it.
Yeah, well, we've said that already. So
yeah. So
also your niggles. How many people that are listening to this or watching this experience niggles on a regular basis? There's we've touched on this earlier, the little aches and pains. And how long does it take you to overcome those aches and pains, those niggles? Now, this is another indicator as to if your immune system is weak, is you get these aches and pains, but it's the same as a flu or the flu symptoms. You just never get over them. I've got a knee that just constantly hurts. I've got a hip that constantly hurts, and my ankle, my foot is constantly hurting. My shoulder is constantly hurting. If you've got a weak immune system, it's most likely the reason why you're, or if you've got to, let's say you've injured yourself. Let's say you're playing over 40s football, and you're out in the field, and hey, the ego's going and all that. You're having fun. You're enjoying yourself. And then you come slide in for a little tackle, and all of a sudden, something goes, the knee goes or the ankle goes. Then you go to see a physiotherapist, get some treatments done. After 6 sessions, the physiotherapist is like, Paul, something's up here, man. This injury should be done and dusted by now. But you've got a weak immune system. So it's not. Your body is fighting to regenerate and recover from that injury, because it needs to make sure that it's looking after more important parts of your body, like your brain or your heart and your gut, these kind of things. So there's another clear indicator for you.
Absolutely. So the third one on the list is that you have a lot of tummy troubles. You know, you get diarrhea a lot and things like that, you know, or you get gas, bloating, constipation, you know, those types of things. There's something wrong with your immune system.
Yep.
Trust me, you know, and it just means your immune system's been compromised in some way. Now, you may not think it's that bad, but it could be covering something else up. That's why you need to work on it.
And it's a symptom. It's a symptom something's wrong, right? Like you say, it doesn't necessarily have to be immune system, but it's a symptom that there's something not right.
Yeah. 70% of your your immunity system problems start in the gut. Right, that's a lot, you know, and your gut has beneficial bacteria and other microorganisms in there. Just bear in mind that some people, when they have chemotherapy, it destroys all the good as well as the bad. Well, we hope it destroys all the bad as well. So if you've got a good immune system, right, you're going to battle back much harder. Yeah, and it's all about percentages, isn't it? You know?
Yep.
So it's very, very important. So if you've got gut problems a lot, then you need to speak to someone, you know, and hopefully someone who's going to give you the time of day, not just one visit down to the the doctor's surgery. Another one would be if your wounds are not healing, if they take a long time. Okay, it's another sign that your immune system is not working that well. Things like, when you sprain your ankle, some people, when they sprain their ankle, they're out for ages. If you've got a good immune system, you'll have the swelling, you'll have the redness, you'll have the pain and everything else that goes with it, And, but if you've got a good immune system, that it will clear up very, very quickly. All right. And I know playing football, you get, don't matter the wounds, but you definitely get the sprains and strains and all that type of thing. Okay. Now, I don't get those very often now.
Right? You don't play football anymore.
No, I still referee. Yeah, I don't get tackled. I get sworn at a bit.
Yeah.
They don't last very long though on the pitch. But yeah, if things are sluggish, if you're slow, if everything is taking its time, it's a great sign that your immune system's probably not tip top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what we want to get to. We want to get your immune system tip top.
Tip top.
Right? We want you to heal quickly, and that's it. You're not going to stop everything. That's impossible. But you're going to stop most things. I think that's what we're after at the end of the day. You have frequent infections. So we've mentioned that already. If you're getting frequent infections, you have a problem. For the ladies, it could be a UTI. It's mainly ladies. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if you keep getting them, then there's something wrong. You got to sort it out.
Men also have UTI and urinary tract infections.
Yeah.
There'll be irritable bowel syndromes of different types as well, different degrees. Could be ear infections. Ear infections is another one. Congested nasal passages is another one.
Oh, another one, yeah. And also, if you have more than and they say this, but if you have more than 4 ear infections in a year, you might have a problem. I would say if you have one, you've got a slight problem. But
I mean, what is this like? If you have more than what?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm just
okay saying. It's okay to be sick twice a year. No, it's not okay.
I'll tell you what. I read this, and it said by developing pneumonia twice a year, you've got a problem in a 1 year period. And I'm going, you got a problem. You get pneumonia at all?
Yeah,
it's just some of it's laughable. I mean, it's.
My mother used to get pleurisy every year. And it's just never dealt with properly. It was always like just medication. It's like that shouldn't happen. If you have pleurisy, you get pleurisy, you deal with it, but it shouldn't be okay. The doctor's expecting you that come this time of the year, Mrs. Conley's going to come be knocking on my door soon. Here's a medication, and that's not what it should be about.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Anyway, I have a pity party if I have to take 2 paracetamols in a year.
What is a paracetamol?
Aspirins, things. I don't touch aspirins, but but if I take 2 or 3 paracetamol a year, it's a bad year. So the other area where you'll notice it, and this is a biggie, okay, is if you feel tired during the day. Now it's not 100% indicator, because I do on occasions have a power nap during the day for 20 minutes or half an hour, but that could be because I'm going to stay up late on a call or something, later that night. And I just want to make sure that I'm not going to start flagging. Now, I don't flag very often. I can actually go for many, many hours. And but if you're continually tired, if you're continually fatigued, things like that, it's a sign that something's not quite right.
Yeah.
And it's not, I say, it's not 100% science here, but you'll know that there's something not quite right.
I mean, scientifically, there's something not right if you're tired all the time, unless, of course, you don't sleep enough hours. So if you're one of these people that sleeps 4 hours a day, maybe 4 hours a day is not enough for you. For some people, they can survive on 4 hours a day sleep, and they can function perfectly fine. But for most of us, we do tend to burn the candle on both ends too much if we're doing that. So if you're feeling tired for that reason, then perhaps look at getting some more sleep. But otherwise, there's something's not right. Yeah. And I'm the same with that. I mean, there was a stage, up until just recently, until I got my protocol into check, where I was tired all the time and constantly tired, no matter what. It just didn't help. And I've dealt with it. And
the other thing is, it's when you've got something wrong, it's not a case of, well, I've sorted that out now. Okay. We want to get in the habits. Things like sleeping, you want 7 to 9 hours a night. Now, you don't always get 7 to 9 hours a night. We know that. Sometimes it's 6 and whatever. And sometimes you probably just don't need it that night. So the next night you might have 7 to 9 hours. But you've got to be aware of the effect that lack of sleep has, because over time it really will affect you. Okay, and don't believe what anyone says. You can't catch up on sleep. You can have a habit, great habits for 6 days a week, and maybe a little bit poor for 1 day a week, and you'll probably get away with it.
Yeah.
Okay? Any more than that, and you're starting to.
You see, this is when what people do is they try to catch up on the weekend.
No.
All that does is just throws your biorhythms out of sync. Yeah. That's all it does. So
and it's all about rhythms. There's even rhythms during the day as well.
Sure.
The body does rhythms. Now, if your immune system's up, it bucks the system a little bit, and you ride these rhythms. Biorhythms, is it?
Biorhythms, yeah.
Biorhythms, yeah. So
a great way to boost your rhythm or your bio feedback, your bio patterns during the daytime is if you're one of these individuals that often gets tired after eating lunch, do a quick little workout. It could be 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Doesn't have to be 5 minutes. You can do, say, 50 push-ups and 50 bodyweight squats.
50 finger things.
50 finger things, fingerless. Do that just before you have your lunch. So do something with some level of exertion just before you eat your lunch, and then gauge the feedback that your body gives you after you've had lunch. Do you still feel as tired as you normally would? Right.
That's right. We talk about getting enough sleep. We talk about getting enough exercise. I've just joined a gym yesterday.
Hey!
And it's a 12-month contract.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. But that's commitment. All right? If you think about it, I need to get back training, and I feel I'm ready for it now. And I haven't felt ready for years. And I really feel looking forward to it, but you do, the exercise you do is down to you. Okay, it can be simple as walking. It doesn't matter what you do. Just got to get the heart moving a little bit every day.
Gardening.
Sorry?
Gardening.
Gardening, whatever it is. It really, really doesn't matter. Now, we can talk about not smoking. We can talk about exercising. We can talk about sleeping and all those things. That's to get you at base camp. All that's to get you at base camp. Right? It's standard, average, probably above average, actually, if you think about it. But it's still average in a way. But if you want to be taken to higher levels, you know, it's simple. Talk to us.
Mhm.
We're not going to say any more than that.
Yeah.
And I'll guarantee you, after, you know, it took me, they said about after 120 days. Well, I've got to be honest, it took me probably double that before I really, really started seeing the benefits of it. You know, and I wouldn't go back for the world. I'm not going back. You know, I'm not going back to having these colds and little balls on my neck and things like that. So I've got an immune disease myself, which is hemochromatosis, which my body keeps too much iron, which should be getting rid of 95% of iron, keeping 5%. I keep too much, so I have to have blood taken 4 times a year. That's all I have to do. Half a litre of blood 4 times a year keeps it in check. You're not supposed to eat beef and spinach and all that. Well, I'd never liked spinach anyway. So, but I do eat steaks.
I like a good clump of spinach.
So, what we want to get your body to be is being able to identify the invaders, right, which is the easy part. And then, if things are working well, the body will communicate with everything it needs. It will send out for the army, you know, the tanks, the cavalry, the fire, the police, the ambulance. You know, it will send out for all these things, and they all race to the scene of the crime, right, wherever it is, and then you need to destroy the enemy. I'm sorry, but there's no capitulation, there's no surrender. You need to smash them. All right. If you've got an immune system that's compromised, this isn't going to happen, and it's going to be a very, very unpleasant time for you. All right. So if you need help, get in touch. It's going to be down to you to get in touch.
Sure.
We don't chase people. I don't chase anybody. Right. And that's all I've got to say, really. You know, with the immune system. We are going to do some other things on the immune system during the month. But for this Facebook Live is over. We've done 42 minutes and it's a long time. So
I think we've covered enough information on that. And as Paul said, we are going to be talking about other factors pertaining to the immune system through the month. So without divulging too much more information, because we would love for you to come back and listen to more of what we have to say. But until then, share your feedback with us. Give us some insights as to where you are right now in your health. And if you have questions, you're not 100% sure on certain things, just ask the questions, you know. I mean, as I've mentioned before, I have more than 22 years of experience in this field. And Paul's a studying nutritionist at the moment. And we both deal in nutrition. So test-based nutrition, not guess-based nutrition. So ask the questions. If you're not 100% sure and you're just curious and you'd like to know and potentially have some answers, then ask the questions. Don't be shy. Speak to us. You know, information doesn't have to come at a cost. It really doesn't. Because that's not what we're here for. Yeah.
Get the information, do what you want with it.
Yeah.
So, all right, lovely. Have a fantastic rest of the week, everyone. Stay healthy, you know, and keep battling away. That's what I was saying.
I don't battle on.
No, I'm only joking.
Should be a nice cruise. Just cruise along.
I think tomorrow night, I'm being an assistant referee on the line. That's running up and down with the little flag. All right. And they're all under 18.
Ooh, I can imagine the abuse you're going to be getting.
So that will mean I will have to do at least 30 sprints during the game. All right. So can he get better? Can he get, whatever? Yeah, you can.
Better, faster, stronger. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, better, faster, stronger. More powerful.
All right, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a beautiful weekend when it dawns upon you. And see you next week.
See you on Monday. SuccessCafe.tv for all those entrepreneurs. SuccessCafe.tv.
Or for those that are wanting to be an entrepreneur.
Oh, yes, of course.
But haven't yet taken the step.
Yes. We'll see you there.
Arrivederci.
See you later.